It's a Sunday, 2nd of June, and it will be noted that this is when Sky Germany came out and told us that Sesko transfer deadline has been set by Arsenal, meaning that Arsenal want to really get this deal done in the next days to come. Rokani David is my name. How is your Sunday, my mates? Hope you're really having a fantastic stay wherever you are, and this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as your football stars are really concerned. Transfer news is looming. Not yet seen any big team obviously making a very huge move apart from Chelsea, because they've gone ahead to sign Tosin, and it's a here we go. It's a story that is coming in through next year onto this channel, sounded by Fabrizio Romano yesterday night. We are going to be talking about Hummels having gone ahead to lose to the side of Borussia Dortmund yesterday night, to lose to Real Madrid yesterday in the Champions League fight. He has something to say about his future, and we also have a very big story coming in through from Somerville. Teams are really going in for Somerville, and he's really playing for Leeds. Remember, Leeds failed to obviously cross from the Championship to the Premier League in the playoff that we played at that was played off at Wembley. And they lost by 1-0, and they are really having very good players. That Gintontos, now there is Somerville, one of those that is being linked to the Premier League teams that I'm going to be letting you know in a few minutes. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. To the Christians, we thank God for the gift of life, and those that are going to charge a 5-finger salute. May the Lord God really reward you accordingly and abundantly in here onto this beautiful channel of ours. So this is Rokani David, and let's obviously go in with Benjamin Sesko. And Sky Germany has gone ahead to obviously let us know that Arsenal have set a deadline of June 14th for the 40 million signing of RB Leipzig forward Benjamin Sesko. Now, when you look at the 14th of June, what comes to your mind? It's when the Euros obviously commence in Germany. You understand that very well. And is Benjamin Sesko in the Euros with his national team? The answer is yes. And when is he playing his first game? He's going to be playing his first game on the 16th of June 2024. That is it. So, if he's going to be playing his first game in the Euros on the 16th, Arsenal wants to obviously rapid up this, or robust it up his transfer, to see to it that Benjamin Sesko finds himself in a better position of knowing whether he's an Arsenal player or not. And I think it will be in better interest for Benjamin Sesko and his agent to see to it that this deal is done and dusted. You get? We all know that there are very many teams interested in Benjamin Sesko. Manchester United, there is a side called Chelsea, the likes of Italian Serie A teams like 2 or 3, and even Bayern Munich is being looked at to obviously get him in a striker. And don't know whether Vincent Kompany will go in for Girassi, will bring back Zikezi, or will go in for Benjamin Sesko. That is it. But Arsenal stand a very strong position into this summer transfer window of really signing Benjamin Sesko. Why? Their project is really convincing. And I tell you, with Arsenal playing Kai Havertz as a number 9 for the last 6 months of the season, all for the last months, all for the calendar year of 2024, that will be used as a bait to obviously trick Benjamin Sesko that, Kai Havertz is known, obviously a striker, right? He has gone ahead to score in 13 goals in the Premier League, and we believe in you that you're one of the best number 9s in the world that is really upcoming. And if you trust yourself too, you can really dislodge him out of that position, and you'll be like, all right, I believe myself. So I've come to believe this morning when I was contemplating about this deal of Benjamin Sesko that it depends onto the heart of Benjamin Sesko and how brave he is. That is it. Because I've always gone ahead to let you know that at Chelsea, there are 3 center forwards. Though one is leaving, but they're having more too that he can really compete with. But it's really going to be a hard run for him to obviously get into the starting 11 of Chelsea. There is Nicholas Jackson, who scored 15 goals. There is Nkunku. We know it that he's really one of the best. And my plan my worry for Chelsea convincing Benjamin Sesko was like, they are going to play Carl Palmer as a central attacking midfielder, right? But in so doing, they are looking in for Lise, meaning that there is Madueke and Olise, and that makes Benjamin Sesko's position hard into that side, because that means Nkunku is going to be also competing onto the centre forward role for the club of Chelsea, meaning that Chelsea will be having two centre forwards, and bringing in a third one is really going to cause a lot of havoc. Will they move on Nicholas Jackson? Will they move on Nkunku? I doubt whether they will. So Chelsea, I think it will be hard for them to convince Nkunku to play. I think the two teams that are really willing to go head to head for this transfer is Manchester United and Benjamin Sesko. Sorry, Manchester United and Arsenal. For Manchester United, they're really having Rasmus Højlund, and Benjamin Sesko will understand that. Obviously, Højlund won't play every game, and he can compete with Højlund, you know. But for me, I think the best open gate for him to get into the first starting 11 is Arsenal. With Gabriel Jesus being an injury-prone player, and not knowing whether his knee would have gone to hit, obviously, get from the discomfort to a comfort level, all I tell you is simple. Benjamin Sesko, right? Benjamin Sesko is really having a chance to start at Arsenal. And I tell you, if he gets into the team of Arsenal, he's going to lead that line. He's going to lead that line. He's going to lead it, because there is no way anyone at Arsenal beats him for that number 9 position. He has all attributes of Gabriel Jesus. He has all attributes of Kai Havertz. Now, combine all the centre forwards at Arsenal and their attributes that you really admire them to have. This guy has them. And there is an attribute that he has that none of those have. You know, the physicality, you know, and his clinical, they call it being clinical, clinicalness. He's really clinical. He's lethal in front of goal. That is Benjamin Sesko. So, if you ever want to look at a person who is really good at what he does, that is Benjamin Sesko. He does his job very well. Puts the ball at behind of the net very well. He presses. He's a pressing master. Arsenal, like when you're playing against Man City and you want to go with that ball over the top, he's really a tall guy. I've always told you his height, and most of you tend to forget. But Sesko is really a player with a height of 1.95. I told you he's even taller than Haaland. You get? He's even taller than Haaland. That is Benjamin Sesko, because Haaland is 1.94. Sesko is 1.95. You understand? And if Arsenal have gone ahead to use Kai Havertz as a number 9 to obviously lead that line and obviously sometimes go in for the long ball, yet Havertz is 1.93 meters tall, Sesko is 1.95, meaning that he's taller than Kai Havertz. And the big headache will obviously go to Mikel Arteta on where he's going to be playing Kai Havertz into that game, because we all know that Kai Havertz was brought in to play as a central midfielder. You get? So, if Sesko comes in through and hits the ground running, how is he gonna be put out of that team? There is no way he's gonna be put out of that team. And one of the factors I've always gone ahead not to sound out a lot that will convince Sesko to come in through and obviously join Arsenal is Mikel Arteta picks players on merit. For example, we all know that Arteta loves Gabriel Jesus, but the way he dropped him for Kai Havertz was through merit, non-favoritism. You understand? And that can be used as to me, that can be used as a very clear explanation to Benjamin Sesko to see to it that he obviously goes ahead to really play a very big part to coming in at Arsenal, right? Because nothing is really gonna change for Mikel Arteta and how he administers the side of Arsenal. He'll obviously come in through and really put in a very huge shift always, right? And I'm really excited on how everything is going on onto the side of Arsenal as they pursue for this transfer of this young lad, because they need him. If there is a player they need, it's this guy, Benjamin Sesko, and he's cheap, and Arsenal have gonna need to set that deadline. But I think it's not gonna be the end. To me, I don't see it as the end of this deal. That is it. I don't see it as the end of this deal. Though people have come out and really spoken hugely about it, but for me, I don't see it as the end of this transfer. Even if it doesn't happen during the scheduled time for the club of Arsenal, I know that a lot will obviously be put up onto what we call consideration. And if Arsenal have shifted from Gyökeres to Sesko, that is good news to every Arsenal fan all over the world, unless otherwise you don't enjoy getting in quality at a cheaper price, because Benjamin Sesko, 65 million euros, though I've gone ahead to see people quoting 40 million pounds, it's like 55 million pounds for Benjamin Sesko to cross from RB Leipzig to obviously coming through and play for the side of Arsenal. And I tell you what, it's really gonna be very interesting for us who have gonna hit obviously watch this for some time and see how people are gonna come out and really put in what we call a shift to see to it that this guy comes in through at Arsenal, and what a hard work they have to do, because even Manchester United is not seated to see to it that they obviously get in this guy and do the job at the club of Manchester United. We know that a lot is going on behind the scenes, but I tell you, nothing is really gonna stop these people from obviously getting to where they deserve to be as a side of Arsenal. So we wait and see whether that deadline is going to be beat, because Arsenal want to really get this deal done and dusted before the Euros commence, and 14th June is a deadline. But we wait. Coming in from Sky Germany, obviously it's like one of those moments that you say, all right, it's a credible source, Sky Germany, play to goal. I'm waiting for his input into that deadline shift. But I won't tell you that, I won't really come here and really convince you that that's right, but we'll wait and see how things really come up to the more to see how everyone is going to really take on this moment in here. So from that, let's go to Summerville. Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea and Liverpool are still keeping close eye to Summerville situation at Leeds United. Both clubs have been monitoring him this season and showing interest in the recent weeks. Nothing advanced yet, but talks for Dutch winger are expected to begin soon. That's what we've been told by Fabrizio Romano. Now, this guy is really exciting. I've got to watch him for a very long time possible, and I saw him when he's playing for Leeds, and I was like, oh my god, this guy is really talented. And teams like Liverpool, when they come in for you, teams like Newcastle, Chelsea, when they come in for you, it's not by mistake. It's not by mistake. That shows you that you are doing something special that is going to hit onto the mind of this guy. He's just 22 years of age. He's a Dutch international, and he is he has played 46 games in the championship, and he has 20 goals. He scored 20 goals and 9 assists, and he can play across the forward line very well. So these teams are really looking in for players like these. And when I hear Liverpool on Somerville, do you know what resonates in my mind? Ancelotti. Ancelotti is a Dutch manager that is in charge of Liverpool. Is going to be in charge of Liverpool for the next coming 3 or 4 years, and a contract is going to be given him by Liverpool. Now, Somerville is a great talent. You can look at him as the likes of which player was signed in the championship and came through and really blew into the Premier League. You can look at players like Riyad Mahrez, when he played for Leicester City. You can look at N'Golo Kante, when they signed him to bring him to Leicester City. You understand? So he's that kind of player that is talented, but he's just waiting for that moment to step onto what we call the grand stage. And these teams, two as they are, Chelsea and Liverpool, have reputations of getting in what we call young stars. When you look at Maresca, he has been at Leicester City in the Championship, and I think has been really keeping a very huge eye onto him. And I'm not surprised that he's in the news, that they're into the guy and they want to sign him, because we all know how good this is. They say both clubs have been monitoring him this season and showing interest in the recent weeks. Nothing advanced yet, but talks for the Dutch winger are expected to begin. So, obviously, there is no team in the Championship that can keep a player when a team in like the Premier League, Serie A, Bundesliga, La Liga, is interested in signing the player. So it is really good. It is really good that a team in the Premier League is interested in signing Summerville, and a lot of teams are really showing up. And I don't think that he's going to put up a no, but we all know that Liverpool will have an edge, especially if at all the Dutchman goes ahead to explain to him that I'm going to be playing you in my team in such and such a system, and hope you'll enjoy it. And that's how he's going to really win the race. You understand? So that is the side of Chelsea and Liverpool. We wait to see how they're going to win the battle. Who do you think is going to win the battle between Liverpool and Chelsea? And as far as Somerville is really concerned, we are waiting to see how you guys tell us about that. Then we are going to go to a man called Matt Hummels. Matt Hummels yesterday played, I think, what could be his last game for the side of Borussia Dortmund, and he was asked on contract due to expire this month. He said, "I've not made any decision on my future yet. Retirement still looks unlikely for Hummels." So he's not going to retire. And it's said that Hummels would love to stay at the club of Borussia Dortmund. But the problem is, he doesn't like the style of play of Terzic. And there is no way he can win the war over Terzic when Terzic has gone ahead to take Borussia Dortmund to the Champions League final. You understand? There is no way he's going to win that battle. So that obviously calls out for him to say to it that he puts in a very different shift altogether in his mind, that if he's to stay at Borussia Dortmund because they can offer him a contract, he looks like he's still an able player and an able captain, because he led them to the Champions League final by scoring those 2 goals against PSG. And he has a chance, but he only has a chance if at all he's willing to back the manager. If he's really at loggerheads with the manager, there is no way they are going to give him a chance to come in through to play part into the side of Borussia Dortmund. But his future is still there, hanging in balance, and maybe he'll go to Saudi Arabia, USA, or find any other team to play for in the near future. But yesterday, he really put up a shift, and you look at the 2 goals that he went in through, you cannot blame them on Matt Hummels. The first one, it was a set-piece corner, and Falco couldn't obviously stop Carvajal from obviously heading that ball, meaning that he never kept his man. Secondly, it was his other guy who played in the central defense. I think it was is it Madsen? Here, Madsen found himself really putting out a blind pass that resulted into the second goal that Vinicius Jr. scored, and an assist went to Jude Bellingham. You understand? So that's how things really went ahead to happen in there for you. So guys, I call upon for your reactions onto the Benjamin Sesko transfer deadline set by Arsenal. What do you make about it? And I'm here to obviously ask about whether Liverpool will win the race for Somerville or Chelsea, because that Leeds, 22 years of age, is being looked at by those 2 teams. And you have to summarize it with Matt Hummels. Where do you think he's going to be playing next season? Because Borussia Dortmund is willing to offer him a new contract, but he's not okay with the manager that is at the side of Borussia Dortmund. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. Bye bye. First video of the day, more is yet to come.